to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at copplecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G1877747, and G1965599.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at A1AutoLincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this wonderful Wednesday. We are here live at the Lincoln City Little League football field. I don't call it the other, what they used to call it. Right?
Yep.
That's the little guy football.
Yep. Lincoln Youth Football.
Lincoln Youth Football. There's a lot of memories here for me, Nick, and I used to coach with Tim Beebe down here. We had a team that we coached. I could still see my boys running around this field when they were little. A lot of memories. I mean, for
Jeez, how many years is this league go now?
Oh, I mean, years and years. Here's the thing. So we're live from Adam Carriker's first ever, the inaugural Carriker Chronicles Youth Football Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Get this, players kindergarten through 8th grade, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. today. And how about this? You can probably hear them a little bit behind us. 260 participants today, 35 volunteer coaches, some of the names that are coaching along the sidelines here. Obviously, you have Adam Carriker, but on top of that, Amon Green is here. Zach Wiegert, the Outland Trophy winner, is here. How about Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch is here as well. He's going to be working with the quarterbacks, believe it or not. You have so many, even former Husker wide receiver, then he ended up transferring to South Dakota State. Javon McQuitty is here. Kenny Wilhite is here coaching. Once again, 260 participants, kindergarten through 8th grade. They're going to utilize all football fields today. I mean, the parents are crowded around. It's really organized in partnership with Lincoln Youth Football. Obviously, we're close with Lincoln Youth Football here. It's just a really, really great opportunity for all these guys to come on out here, learn from some of the best to ever do it in college and in NFL, and the space is great. The football fields look great. Lincoln Youth Football, Jim Sandman, Mike Selvage do a great job with that.
Nick, there is something. I was walking in from the parking lot, and there's something about when you're just walking on the grass of a football field that's fresh cut. You know, you got the paint on there. You got the pylons that are out. You can smell football in the air right now for sure.
We're so close. We're so close. I was just talking to Jim Salmon of Lincoln Youth Football a couple of minutes ago. He was here. This is Jim walking up. Look at this guy. Look at him. He means business. Jim means business here.
What's up, Jim? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
There he is. But anyway, he was here bright and early this morning. He told me he was here at 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Every single Sunday, Jim and Mike get here 6 a.m., set up the fields for the entire day. Don't usually leave until about 8:45. I mean, it is the amount of time and effort and energy that those guys put in to not only putting on camps like this, making these fields accessible, but then on top of it is the ability to run a full season,
right?
And week after week being the kind of the liaisons, and they have a couple of helpers. Obviously, Tank Perry's part of that as well, but they have a couple of helpers. But I mean, those guys, they have it down to an art and a science to where you're able to get 260 kids wrangled up all together and get ready to go by 9 a.m. like you're supposed to. It takes a village and not just a couple of guys.
You know, I want to know from the text line, if you played Little League football here in Lincoln, if you played football, and tell us what team that you played for over the years. There's been a number of sponsors in and out over the years, and there's been some mainstays who have been here since the beginning that are still here. And maybe the name of the team is different. But sometimes, you know, sponsorship companies change their name and they put a team in. But, man, there's just so many memories down here. Let us know if you played and what team you played for. Nick, did you play football down here?
I did not. I was a baseball all-year guy, as much as you could in Nebraska, obviously, to where it was like, you start practicing in January. I mean, probably November. Start practicing in November, play from March until early July. And because national tournaments were usually mid-July, and then you take about maybe 2 weeks off and you start fall baseball. And then you play that throughout the fall, and then you ramp it back up in the winter. So it's just crazy. I mean, that's what one thing Jim and I were talking about earlier is he said it. He goes, the reason that we were able to have such a good turnout is because a lot of these guys, and this is a good thing, a lot of these kids play baseball. They play summer sports as well. Well, now those are all starting to wind down. So you have the ability to come out here on a Wednesday and participate in a camp and not travel for baseball or whatever other summer sport you're playing. So it's a really, really cool opportunity. I mean, look at it. They all got decked out in shirts. They got some gear. They got some bright neon towels around their necks as well. It goes all well.
That guy was just doing the jumping. That was definitely not a guy that played during my era.
Yeah.
Because he was jumping way too high. That's leading the drills right now. I'm not sure who that is.
He came up and said hey to you.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, I thought he hasn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
my bad.
No, you're talking about Ramon.
Ramon. I was going to say Ramon.
Now, Ramon was not. That's Ramon Adams.
Okay, yep.
Ramon Adams is a local coach, well-known trainer throughout the city. Yep. Has a organization where he teaches kids and coaches them on hurdling.
Yeah.
And he's got a number of former athletes that are running professionally and running in the club right now. In the nation, I think. Like 12 or 13. Jeez. One of the top hurdlers in the nation. Ramon is a former running back at Doane College.
Okay.
And is in their Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's,
and
that's not bad.
many folks don't know him. If you don't know him as Ramon, you know him as Goldie. You just
Yeah.
call him Goldie. He's one of the ones leading the stretches right now out there. But yeah, he was not jumping that high.
I thought that's what you meant. I go, dang, man, Ramon came up and talked to you. You were like, oh, good to see you.
Yeah, Ramon is, I'm 51, so I think Ramon's about 47, 48. Okay. Anyway, he's not jumping like that.
I say it doesn't look like it,
anymore whatsoever. We got Couch here. What's up, buddy? He goes, I played for Police. Ben, good morning. Because I played for Moose Lodge and then the Police back in the 80s.
Moose Lodge, I've never even heard of.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously I've heard of it, but I didn't know that they sponsored a football team.
Yeah, Moose Lodge also had a long time. I'm not sure if they still have a small fry team or not, but they had a very good small fry basketball team I used to play against. I was not allowed to play for. Play for. Yeah,
played against.
I was not allowed to play football because the game was run Sundays. And that was kind of a standing rule in Davis household. My older brothers couldn't play on Sundays because my dad being the pastor, I mean, I begged and begged. My dad was like, son, if I'm the pastor and I'm asking the flock to be at church, but you're out there running around playing football during church time. So I was not allowed to play midget football, little league football until I got to my freshman year in high school was the first year that I played organized football. Wow. Besides out in the street in the vacant lot we had by our house. But nevertheless, I mean, I could still see all the kids. Runza had it for years.
Yep. Still do.
Still has a team Moose. And the team that I coached with Tim Beebe was a surety.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, surety. Won some championships during that time, not because of me, because we had Logan Foster.
Oh, that'll work.
Was our running back and fullback, and I can see right now on that field right over there, the one closest to the street, he was running over people like crazy. That's when I came up to him afterwards. He comes up to the sideline. I said, Logan, you running that ball like John Riggins. That's when he goes, thanks, coach. Who's John Riggins?
I mean, it's great. Yeah, they have a lot of great sponsors now, obviously, that are involved. What was also cool is in another life, AD, there was a part of me that wanted to be a firefighter. And that's but here,
I can see.
Here's I mean, we're talking like when I was young.
Okay.
The best
many years ago, huh?
Yeah, so many. But the best part, I was driving up. So they have the place where the firefighters practice over here, right across the street. Mm-hmm. They were out there
doing drills,
fighting flames.
That is awesome.
I mean, so it was cool. I mean, like it was kind of. I mean, that's what I love about being able to come out here, and we come out here every Sunday for just 2 hours, and just chop it up with some local Lincoln Youth football folks, some coaches, and try to get their perspective. Because I think a lot of this youth sports gets a bad rep or bad rap, right now, and for accurate reasons, to where there are some really poorly ran organizations. There's some, difficult parents to deal with, difficult athletes to deal with, and some coaches don't necessarily know what they're doing. However, there are a lot of good ones.
Yes.
And they're on the other side. There's two sides to every single coin. And out here for sure, I mean, just being able to get to know the way that Lincoln Youth Football does business, it's certainly one that I'm comfortable rallying around. You know how important I like youth sports and doing it the right way is to me and stuff. I've talked about it extensively on the air. And so if I'm comfortable not that it means much, I'm comfortable in endorsing Lincoln Youth Football. Hey, an organization you should get behind.
Well, I can tell you,
look at this man. Look at this man leading him out of the tunnel. That's Kenny Wilhite leading him out of the tunnel.
Still a lot of bruises on my body from Kenny hitting me late after the whistle back in the Nebraska days. My body sees me just kind of quivers a little bit. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Go get it in, fellas. They are breaking out to their different fields throughout right now. A few more from the text line. Unknown texter 8557 says Ramon came back to Doane to speak to the team about 10 years ago. Such a good dude. He definitely is, man. Yeah. Craig, we're going to try to get that taken care of too, because your signal's kind of coming in and out. So again, with the
here's the perfect solution. Download our app.
Yeah,
there are zero issues. Let me. I'll explain. This is a little bit of a radio thing for a lot of people. Is that the signal FM, AM wise, whatever we are on? Obviously, we're on FM. The signal it is affected. It can be slightly and easily affected by the way that the sun is positioned. This might be some news to people. We can't affect the sun. We can't control where the sun is positioned. However, we can control all the avenues that we have for you guys to listen. Listen on our Bluetooth app. It's free to download. Everybody's got a Bluetooth device nowadays, and it works perfectly anywhere.
Money G.
What do you say?
I guess you're a little darker underneath.
Well, look at we got shade. We people are seeing our silhouettes this morning.
It's like, man, was Nick laying out all day?
I was telling Mike Selvage, the commissioner of Lincoln Youth Football, before we went on. I was telling him, I said, man, I need to get like a little backlight or something on there just to put a little light on our face.
Disc golf Jake says, Nick, you don't have to be a firefighter to be a calendar model. Don't give up on those dreams, man.
Calendar model. That's exactly what I need in my life.
Well, I tell you who was a calendar model, and that was our very own Chris Raff.
Yeah. So tell me about the festivities.
First of all, big congrats to Chris and Tracy, now Raff. They exchanged vows on Monday night at 7 p.m. in a Oceanside wedding celebration. It was absolutely. I mean, Tracy looked as beautiful as can be. Raph was nice and down. Right? He sweated out the shirt that he had on before he started. He was a little nervous.
He also didn't have shoes,
which
is okay because you were on the beach.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. Going out there, Nick, it was interesting because I no hiccups or anything getting out there. But I get to the airport in Mobile about 9:30, so perfect timing, and so I'm hitting the Uber button. Kept hitting the Uber button.
No Ubers in
Kept waiting.
Alabama.
And I think it's where I was going because here's the deal. I flew into Mobile, but where I was going was 45 minutes away with the ferry.
Okay.
However, though, the locals obviously know the ferry closed at 7 p.m., which means a 45-minute ride was going to be over 2 hours.
Okay.
And I couldn't figure it out. And so I'm kind of getting to the point, I'm just kind of laughing like, okay, definitely not going to ask them to drive 2 hours, 4 hours round trip to pick me up. Hour and 40, what it is. So I finally get a ride, but it's the Uber. It was the taxi that was at the airport already. He's like, yeah, I got you. But I knew a taxi. I'm thinking, no, this ain't no fixed price, man.
No.
That meter's going to keep going and keep ticking. And real nice guy. $300.
No, it was not for a 2-hour drive. Of course he would take you. I'd take you too.
He was like, yeah. He's like, no problem. Grab my luggage. I'm like, why is this dude so quick to grab my luggage?
That's one tank of gas. That's $45 for a tank of gas. If you got to fill up an SUV, 50. If you want to say that's a $250 profit for
my flight. Was barely that much. So $300. Coach, good to see you, man. Coach, long time Nebraska, around the state of Nebraska, but at Lincoln High, my. Ron Scheid in the house, man, does a lot in law enforcement, trains all the globe. Coach, good to see you, man. Think about it. I was looking older. I'm bald.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being bald. We talked about this.
It's breezy now, Coach.
We talked about this. Nothing wrong with bald.
That's right. Nothing wrong with bald.
Nothing wrong with bald, right?
So the wallet got hit pretty hard getting down there.
Yeah, right off the bat.
$300. I just laughed as I'm paying for it. I'm just thinking, that was $300 to get there.
I saw your story yesterday about the ferry. I've obviously never rode on one. There's something weird for me about driving your car onto a ship and sitting in it for basically 30 minutes.
That's about what it was yesterday. It's about 30 minutes ferry, because once you get to the other side, it's only like once you get to the side where Fort Morgan Beach is at, it's like 5 minutes from the condo.
Wow.
The condo was absolutely stunning, man. Like 4 floors. You could see the ocean.
Wow.
It was just gorgeous, man. The wedding was absolutely beautiful. The night worked out perfect as far as it wasn't like ridiculously hot or anything like that because you had a nice ocean breeze that was going. It was an absolute honor to marry them. Some of the best men, Nick and oh gosh, my mind's going crazy right now. Chris City was there.
Yep.
Was as well. The Duvals. It was just awesome to see Raph's parents and to meet her side of the family, Tracy's side, and just a lot of the laughter and the memories that was going on, man. So it was awesome. A very, very neat, very efficient, and just a very intimate wedding, man, which is really cool. You see the waves crashing in as you're on the beach with the wedding. So it was just an awesome event, man.
That's awesome. I'm excited. I got yelled at by Jay on Monday because Jay filled in for you on Monday. I got yelled at because when I said over the radio that like congratulations to Raph and stuff, like we're excited for you. Apparently I wasn't chipper enough. And so Jay called me a hater and said that my hater was on at level 10. And I don't know, but I was excited for Raph. I still am. I wish I could have been there, but I know he's going to have a celebration in August. So we're going to be when he comes back to Lincoln, we're going to see him.
She is the salt of the earth lady, man. And just like I said, it was just cool. A few times I stepped away. My people meter, you know this about me. I step away sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you just step away just for some quiet. Went down to the beach, and that would have been Monday night, and it was absolutely. It didn't even look real.
I'm sure.
Didn't even look real. So it was just an absolute awesome event. Hey, Dave, what's up, man? No, there was no golfing going on for this trip. Yeah, there was no golfing going on. We could have maybe done it Monday morning, but no, not when you go to bed in the morning.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you said that, right? Bedtime was at 4?
There wasn't a lot of sleep going on, man. Did you
sleep? You're able to sleep on planes though? Right?
I did yesterday.
Yeah,
I was able to sleep yesterday.
You're capable of sleeping on planes.
Yeah, it's not my best, but yesterday I got on that plane in Mobile, and then so on my way out, I'm hitting the Uber button again about 8:00, 8:30 on
in the morning.
Yesterday morning. Yep, because my flight wasn't until 12:30, but I knew it'd start early. No, there was nothing answering. I think they see that location as like, because for them I can see why, because then you have to wait for the ferry. But you know it was cool because I got to get on the ferry. Mom and Dad, Raph, God bless the Raphs. They ended up taking me to the airport.
Nice.
They were driving back. So they'll be back sometime today.
Dang.
But so yeah, it was cool. It was cool, man.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
Awesome wedding.
I'm excited for Raph. Obviously, miss him, but obviously excited for Raph. How's his spirits? Was he? I feel like I'm saying like, hey, how about you visit him in jail? How was he? How was his spirits? But I'm saying in general of just like moving to Bama.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously
it's a lot. It's a lot of new. But, you know, Rav adapts.
Yeah.
I mean, he adapts, man.
Does.
He's a chameleon, can fit in pretty much wherever he's at. So he adapted well, orchestrated a great event, but in good spirits, man. Like I said, Mama Tracy's doing well, but just a great event, man.
So, I mean, we're up against the clock here in just a couple of minutes, but we have a lot to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you and I haven't been able to have a show for a couple of days. And it's kind of different when you're so used to it, and then something happens. You know, somebody leaves, one of you are not there, and it's kind of different. But here's the deal. So we have a lot to get to. We have to certainly talk about Scott Frost's comments at some point in today's show.
I was bombarded with texts, calls, even down there from some of the. I had my Nebraska shorts on, and just it's interesting.
So we have to talk about that at some point. Nebraska lost a player to the transfer portal earlier today. We kind of found out about it a couple of days ago, but we officially, Nebraska lost a wide receiver, Jaden Doss, to the transfer portal. We'll talk about that, if that changes anything with Nebraska's wide receiver room. So that'll be a quick conversation. I also made this. I want to get your thought on this during trivia, or it's not trivia, excuse me, in history segment, to where 15 years ago yesterday, LeBron James made the decision. Do you know what his contract was?
I don't even remember.
6 years, $110 million. Then I go and see today that Chet Holmgren of the Oklahoma City Thunder signed a 6-year, $250 million rookie max. I mean, the way that the market has shifted is just absolutely bizarre.
Good God.
But either way, we'll be joined with guests as well throughout the course of the show. So I think it's a good time to put a pin on and take a break.
Folks, we'll be back very shortly with a lot of news left from the Adam Carriker Youth Football Camp as well. We'll be right back, folks. It's a drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raph, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back in the house. Lincoln City Football League. Matt Carriker camp over 200, I think 260.
260 on the dot, he said. I talked to him yesterday, and they said 255, and registration closed last night at like 9 p.m. And he said that this morning, 260. So we got some wide receivers running routes in front of us. I mean, this is what you want to see, though. I think like there's an important thing with for parents to know, okay, if I'm going to invest money into a camp, I want my kid to be able to get some experience and actually get enough reps, right? Instead of sitting in one line that has 50 kids, let's get in 4 lines that have 15, right? Or 12. And basically that's what he's done there. There's about four different lines with about 7 kids in each thing, in each line. And so it's each guy is getting some valuable reps, has a coach throwing them passes. They're running routes around cones. You can tell that this is organized, and that if you're a parent, which there's a lot of them sitting in lawn chairs on the side working on their laptops and things like that, they're looking into this going, okay, yeah, you know what? This is money well spent.
You can tell that you can tell organization because it's not chaos.
Yeah.
This is what I call chaotic. Chaos, but orderly.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like there's 260 kids out here right now.
No, this is very well organized. And Nick, I think me and you have both been to enough camps in various sports. You can tell one that was just kind of put together. And you can tell one that was methodically thought about and generally put together. So this is absolutely awesome. The thing I was impressed with too, even the warm-ups.
Yeah.
Very synchronized, very methodical, very organized. And these kids and think about this, Nick. Some of these kids, as they get older, they're realizing, especially the kids that are particularly in Eric Crouch's groups, you know what? Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch was my coach for the day. One of our coaches for the day.
Yeah, isn't that
you
sick?
Don't forget stuff like that, man. And you know what? You also don't forget when someone you met that was not so nice to you. You don't forget stuff like that, man. And all these guys out here that Adam's got are top-notch, solid guys that are going to give these kids a great experience, man.
Yeah, for sure. You look around. So obviously, if you've never been out here to the Lincoln Youth Football Fields, I highly recommend you come out here on a Sunday, because you talk about a lot of chaos. There are 12 different teams playing at the same time on Sundays on 6 different fields. There are, on each sidelines, there are each team for the next game warming up, getting ready to go. But there's enough space out here that it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel crowded. And so it's a really, really good environment on a Sunday. And especially when the weather's super nice, I highly recommend, even if you don't have anybody playing, come out here for an hour and just be stand on the sideline and be okay, what's the up and coming Lincoln Youth football scene look like?
Absolutely.
Because that's the thing, is there's a lot of guys that, from my standpoint, I was out here every single Sunday last fall. From my standpoint, I'm looking at the 8th graders that I saw going, okay, cool. That's who I'm going to see next year in high school on Friday nights, or potentially for some of the top tier athletes. And so you get to know some of the names, and you find out that also there's a lot of current high school guys or a lot of current college guys that are helping out and volunteering to help coach a youth team of their own. And so stories like that are really, really cool to kind of follow and track.
Is this where they play what we're looking at? Is this still the A field right here?
Yep, it sure is. So that's the best part. On Sundays when I'm out here for 2 hours in the afternoon, there's a football game going on directly in front of me, and I'm sitting here going man, I'm supposed to stay composed and focused on radio when I got A field obviously is your top class, if you will. So you have the best Lincoln Youth football talent going on out here, but it's just, it's an exciting time. Lincoln Youth football does a great job. Jim was talking to us during the break. They got a new irrigation system. I didn't know that. They got a whole new irrigation system across every single field here, and it's filled in really well.
It is filled in beautifully, and Jim was just talking about that, how much work they put into their practices. Start for the Youth League in July 31st with the first game. He said August
14th, I believe.
14th. We know they practice for sure start the 31st. And I tell you what, this field, all the fields look absolutely amazing.
You might have been right on the 19th. It is August 20th.
August 20th. Downtown Scott, good morning. He goes, Nick, I spaced it, and I'm trying to Scott, he's like I said, you'll be plugged in pretty quick. I'm sure you weren't the only one. The space, seeing kids come through those doorways. I'm sure they may forgot about it as well.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I think it's rotation time.
Rotation time.
Yeah, rotation time.
Nick, you mentioned that we had a gentleman, Jalen Dawson, decided to enter the portal, which was that special portal that was open. That goes from what date is that other close? I know it's
putting me on the spot here. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, you're putting me on the spot.
It closes it up pretty quick. So he decided to leave. But here's what we still got at wide receiver right now, and it's a long list. You got Demetrius Bell, of course, who was hurt. It's going to be interesting to see how he comes back from injury. As well, Nick. Of course, he got hurt in last year's spring game.
Yeah.
And made his recovery. You got, of course, Jaden Dawson is now gone. He was a sophomore. out of Kansas City. But you got Janarian Bonner still. You got Roman Mangini still there. Of course, the freshman sensation, Ja'Cory Barney, who will make his sophomore debut. Quinn Clark as well. Keelan Smith that is still there. Hayes Miller from Shawnee, Kansas. DJ Singleton, a name that I forgot about quite a bit because he redshirted. Jackson Carpenter, of course, that's there. Tim Carpenter's son, a Nebraska lineage there. Jeremiah Jones at 6'4", 215 out of Murray, Kentucky, which we talked about. Cortez Mills, the freshman sensation. We're excited to see what he does out there. Isaiah Mosey, of course, freshman. And Isaiah Hunter, of course, a transfer in from Cal. And then Dana Key, of course, from Kentucky. So that room is absolutely stacked, man. And you know what? Here's the reality. Jaden may have seen the way things were maybe falling out. I can't say falling out, falling into place, if you would. And maybe he was like, you know what? Already just during summer drills, I'm not seeing maybe the reps I want to see. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that wide receiver room was very dark. I mean, very deep, man.
Well, I think there's also something to be said of like, okay, if you're Jaden Doss and having conversations with Matt Rule, whether this was a conversation 3 months ago and just now entering it into the win, whether it was one on Monday of this week, whatever the case may be, I think it's important to says hopefully we're transparent in what they expect. And when they realized, okay, maybe we're not on the same page, what's best for Jaden Doss and what's best for Nebraska going forward is you just go separate ways. And I think like that's the one thing we say it, and I don't think we can say it enough, is having the comfort that your staff is operating with transparency and with clear communication, I think is very important. I mean, I know it is. I think it's crucial because if you don't, then you have to worry about guys going against you and really, I mean, coming back 5 years later and kind of exposing you for lying to them. And that you never want that, because the way that social media is and the way that news and everything travels, it just can get spiraling out of control quick if you don't really have your ducks in a row from the get-go.
Nick, you made a point about maybe Dawes having a conversation with Rule and Rule with him. That's one thing I always got to keep to remind myself, and I remind the listeners too. I'm just speaking for myself. That conversation could have been one to where either side could have instigated that, initiated that, if you would, and to where it could have been Dawes saying, "Coach, you know what? I want to try my luck someplace else." It could have been a situation where Rule and company could have said, "Hey, man, you know, this is where we're kind of standing at." So we have no idea what was said or seen behind the scenes. So my thing is always this: good luck, but it's never good riddance because the kid could come back.
Yeah, I think you know we are so quick to jump the gun and just quickly place blame as people that are never in a situation like these guys are. We don't know what it's like to have that type of conversation and sit across the desk from Matt Rule or your head coach, whoever it is, your head coach, and then your position coach, and be like, am I good enough? Or do you guys even want me? And the answer not to be what you wanted. We don't know what that's like at all. And so I just said it earlier, there's two sides to every coin. On one side, it could be that way of Nebraska making that call. The other side could be what we all love to do and place blame on the 18 or 19-year-old and be like, hey, they're just quitting. They don't want to be here.
You're not in.
Yeah, right.
Well,
like,
you know what?
if you're not committed to the program, then we don't want you. Like, we can. There's two sides to every coin, and so I think it's important just to acknowledge of the idea of, okay, you know what? Maybe there is more to this than just what we think.
Nick, I think you're spot on, and I think it's something you have to look at as us as adults. When someone leaves a company to go to another company or an organization, there's a number of reasons that it could be. It could be management asked them to go. It could be that they had a better opportunity for them to utilize their gifts and talents better. That's how I look at it now.
A new challenge, a fresh start. Like I think sometimes we also think that there has to be some polarizing reason that guys leave programs. In this day and age, the way that college athletics is set up, you don't have to have a polarizing reason.
No,
it can be something as simple as, look, I've been here for 2 or 3 years. I feel like I've given it everything I can. It just the cookie didn't crumble the way I wanted it to. I just need a fresh start. I just need new scenery.
Fresh start. Maybe I'm going to go to a place that's smaller where I'll get some more reps. Or maybe, for instance, you want to go to a place to where you've done fairly well, maybe even dominated a lower division or lower conference. You want to display your talents with the top of the top. For a perfect example, the young man we didn't get, the running back out of Creighton Prep that was it North Dakota State or South Dakota State?
That's right, Charmar Brown.
Charmar Brown ended up going to Miami, was it?
It was Miami.
Miami. I'm getting it right.
Look at you.
Ended
Have
up going to
confidence,
Miami.
AD.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The old mind still got some cobwebs. I can shake them off.
And you're running on low sleep. It's fine.
So for him to simply say, you know what, I did well at this level. I want to take it to the top conferences and display my talent. So it goes both ways. And you never know what's going on. But that portal window I found, it opened July 7th. It's a special one that the NCAA legislative reps put in, and it closes the 5th. According to an article I found here, though, on CBS Sports, some of the higher up brass from different collegiate programs, the GMs, most likely, they're saying this is essentially a big nothing burger, is what they're simply saying with this. You'll have a few guys that at the last minute decide, you know what, I'm going to go try it someplace else.
Well, because that's the other part is, are you able to bring somebody in? And I think maybe it varies depending on the level of program, where you're going, and where you're going to be able to try to play. But like, would Nebraska be able to bring in somebody July 30th and say, okay, yep, you're going to be ready to go in our program for our team by next month,
right?
And that's such a quick turnaround,
yeah.
And so it's almost like. We talk about it all the time of like, why would guys opt out of the season and then enter the portal? Why would guys skip the bowl game? Well, it's to get a jump start and a head start on everybody else. When you're dealing with when you have 1,500 athletes going into the transfer portal, and you can be the 15th that goes, and you maybe have to sit out a game.
Right.
Guess what? There's a lot of similar wide receivers out there. There's a lot of similar offensive linemen. We hear about the top tier guys, but for guys like Jaden Doss, for those types of players that don't have a lot of game film.
Right.
They need to use everything they can to their advantage when they see it. And so he looks at this and goes, okay, you know what? If I enter this a little earlier and maybe I don't, he could stay here for the year.
Right.
He could have stayed and then entered the portal at the end of next year. But no, now there's a clear understanding of, okay, you know what? He's in the portal. He's available for other teams, and we'll see what happens. So
10 o'clock. Absolutely sounds good.
Perfect.
Folks are talking to AC. Adam back there at the next rotation. We'll get them on at the 10 o'clock hour. We're doing a quick history segment. Come back at 10 o'clock. We're just going to have a whole, I'm going to say, smorgasbord of topics. We're going to hop into some guests and also discuss the Scott Frost situation. I don't want to call it a situation, just some comments that he made. I don't have a lot to say on it, but I do have a lot to say on it. But it's more in the, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Mature approach. From AD.
I'm just I don't even like digging in that stuff. But nevertheless, folks, when we'll come back, we'll be here live from the Adam Carriker football camp. We had one of our listeners said, "Oh, dang it, Nick, I forgot. I'm rushing his way down here. Get down here, be safe. If you signed up, that is. You know, obviously, if you've already signed up in space, that's okay. Goes until 1 o'clock. So you have plenty of time to get your kid checked in and hopped into the drills and the fun. Folks, it's the drive right here from the football fields. Lincoln City Youth Football. We'll be right back.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raph, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, folks, live from Lincoln City Youth Football Fields. And again, as we mentioned, the fields look absolutely awesome. It is definitely football season in the air. There's bells, there's pylons, there's hitting, not hitting bags, I guess I would say. There's catching. Nick, it's just football. You can just smell it, man.
What? Here's a real question. Do you one-on-one between you and I running routes? One of us is DB, one of us is wide receiver. Who wins?
Well, my current physical condition.
That's true.
There's not a lot of running going on
that's
for
true.
me.
I forgot about that.
But even if it wasn't, I'm probably not doing much.
Your time's over.
Yeah, I'm not. Sometimes you get some cats that get their 50s or later in life, just later. They still think they got it. You go to TikTok, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, and see these out of their prime older guys blowing tires. The check engine lights on. They're blowing their hammies. I'm just not with that stuff anymore.
Well, it happens to. Yeah. I mean, look at Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's other reasons that.
But you really see it with the old heads like myself. Some who just can't let it go. I still got it. No, you don't. No, you kind of familiar. Yeah. You don't. So now some guys.
I'm talking about you.
I'm just not trying to go out there and do physical challenges with someone, especially if it's something I haven't done all day. Now I'll go with you on a bench press any day and hang out with you in the weight room.
Well, see, hold on. Now yeah, maybe I can't do the weight room thing.
Yeah, I'll go with you in the weight room all day long. I know I can hold my own there, But when I actually like physically running up and down someplace, nah.
What are we benching comfortably right now?
You know,
are you at 2 plates pretty comfortable still?
Yeah, 225 is still pretty easy.
Okay.
Actually, 275 is still pretty easy. I don't have any problems with that. I don't go up more than 315, 305.
Wow, on a
because
bench.
It's just there's no need to do it.
See, I've never been strong with arms or bench, but
them legs
my
lift the
lower
house.
half though, my
Oh,
lower half. I at one point held the squat record at Pius. I doubt that I still have it, but I haven't been in the Pius weight room in 6 years. So.
Well, being a catcher, always and have to explode like real quick. You better be strong downstairs.
Well, I don't know. I'm always curious on guys that like we would lift for 1 rep maxes too, and so like every 6 weeks we'd have max week or whatever. Every or maybe it was more than 6 max week, and it was like, all right, here we go. And, I mean, that's when you really, you really grinded at trying to get that side or extra 5 pounds. I remember, I would be adding on my squat, I'd have probably 3 or 4 weights on each side, and I remember like adding 2.5s.
Oh,
how much more I could get. And so like I do miss those parts of it. But
there were fun parts for sure. And also the DSA tag is designated student athlete. It has a lot of different kind of digging in that little bit. It has a lot of different so you read up and checks on its own. It replies to walk-ons, but especially a designated tab that basically says that the schools look at the financial constraint that we keep on the roster. This kid may not have a roster. Thirdly, or it could be, or it could be the student athlete wanted an opportunity.
Yeah.
And so that's what they tag me. It has a lot of implications on there.
I understand that we're working on through some connection stuff. I promise that we are aware of everything going on right now. But either way, what I was going to say is the piece of history that I have today, we talked about NBA contracts a little bit earlier. And there's one, Wilt Chamberlain on this day got dealt from the 76ers to the Los Angeles Lakers. And he was the first reigning MVP to ever be dealt the following season.
Isn't that something, man? And it shows you how much it's changed. Like you mentioned, LeBron, when he made the decision, 6 years, a little over $100 million. Then you got the young man yesterday from what team was he at? 6 years, $250 million.
Paulo Banchero.
Paulo Banchero, 6 years, $250 million. Shows you how much the finances have changed during that time. In 1948, on this day, Satchel Paige, which we're really not sure how old he really was, but it says he was 42 years old when he made his debut in the majors, pitching 2 scoreless innings for the Cleveland in St. Louis. So this day in 1948, the 42-year-old Satchel Paige was still throwing heat.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a couple of minutes before we get to break here. I think once again we're live from the Carriker Chronicles, Adam Carriker's inaugural youth football camp. 260 participants. 260 participants. 35 volunteer coaches. Almon's here. Kenny Wilhite is here. Eric Crouch is here. Zach Wiegert is in the building as well. 6 different fields. Lincoln Youth Football is also helping out. They brought out some of their coaches. Ron Kellogg, the third RK3, is here as well. Obviously, he's been on the shows a various amount of times. And so ultimately, when it's all said and done, it seems like it's gone incredibly well. They have orthopedic trainers out here just in case anybody gets banged up. I saw they have a cooler full of ice packs because obviously it's beautiful here in the shade.
Yeah,
you're out in the sun for a little bit.
It's a little different.
If these guys didn't bring water, now I saw a lot of them. They had a lot of coolers, a lot of water bottles, a lot of jugs, and so it's good to see that part of it because the hydration is key. But you know this, AD. You can hydrate all you want in the moment. It's got to be something that's done 24 hours in advance.
Absolutely. You got to be doing that in advance. Folks, if you're going to be outside in general, definitely stay hydrated out here, especially if you're going to be out. Like Nick said, that's something you had to be doing a day prior to. So hopefully these kids did that. And obviously, they're going to work tomorrow, but they're not going to be out here trying to have kids pass out or nothing like that. So they're going to stay pretty busy. And there's another rotation right there. I love that. That horn is just nostalgic. A switch.
That tells us it's time.
Time for us as well.
Yep.
Folks, when we come back at 10 o'clock hour, we have a buffet of topics we're going to get into. Scott Frost comments that were made yesterday, the Big 12 Media Big 12 Media Days that is going on down there. They got quite the lineup at the Big 12 Media Day today as well. Coach Prime will be speaking today. Lance Leipold will be speaking today. Gundy from Oklahoma State will be speaking today as well. I forget the other school. TCU's coach will be speaking, I think, today as well. So a huge lineup in the Big 12 media days as another day closer to kicking off and starting another college football season. Folks, we'll be right back with the 10 o'clock hour. It's The Drive live from the Matt Carriker inaugural football camp. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to The Drive,
with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks. We are back, and we got the man himself, Adam Carriker, that is here from the first inaugural Adam Carriker football camp. Adam, good morning, brother.
How are you, AD?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
I don't think you've ever had me on the show. It's about time. I blame Nick.
That didn't take very long.
I appreciate you guys coming out today. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Adam, we were just talking on the break, man. Just how we lucked out, been blessed with a great morning temperature-wise.
Yes. Absolutely phenomenal. There's some days, we were talking 96, 98. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be like 84 by 1:15 when the camp wraps up. So phenomenal.
Adam, why the camp? Why do it?
So it's interesting. Where we lived before, we did a camp, and it was one of those things where the idea there was to bring people together. Use sports to unite people, use youth sports and kids to bring people together. So we moved back to Lincoln last summer. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just saw my wife. I was like, Ange, why don't we do the same thing here? All right. And we partnered with LYF, Lincoln Youth Football. They do a phenomenal job. They got great facilities, great people running what they do. And I'm like, man, I love sports, as you know. I got 6 kids, so I got a heart for kids. And I was like, this is a perfect way to bring kids together. The kids can learn something. Hopefully, this is something that sticks with them for a long time. They're meeting some Husker legends out here. Zach Wiegert, Amon Green, Eric Crouch, and more. Ron Kellogg, Corey McEwen, J.R. Knott, like a bunch of guys. We have 15 coaches who either played and or coached in college and or the NFL or beyond. So it's a pretty cool thing. So it's about doing something for the kids, bringing the community together, and hopefully it's something that people enjoy and want to keep doing going forward.
Adam, go ahead, Nick.
Well, I just think it's awesome because, I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, you just moved back to Lincoln last year, but I was telling AD, like, the growth that Jim and Mike and their team with Lincoln Youth Football has done in growing the youth scene because B ran so poorly.
Yes.
And not to say that it was just so bad 10, 15 years ago, but what it's at now and where it's at now is so good. It's in such a good spot.
I've been, so I'll just be blunt. Where we were at before, it was bad. It wasn't great. Okay, and that's not an indictment on those people. It just wasn't a priority to them.
Exactly.
And so if it's not a priority,
and
it's not going to be done
that's more
well.
so it. It's not because people don't want to do it. They don't know how to.
Well, so when we came here, I'll be honest with you, first thing I heard was no middle school football. And I expected the worst as soon as I heard that. And then I met Mike Selvage, and then I got introduced to Jim Sandman and LYF, and I was like, thank God, let's partner with these people because it makes such a huge difference. Like, football itself is a great sport. You learn a lot of things from it. And maybe you guys are familiar with this. I neighborhood. Football was a way to keep kids doing something constructive. They learn life lessons, for lack of a better way to put it, out of trouble. And for some, it's a way to do things beyond high school that gives them opportunities they otherwise wouldn't have.
Right.
And so whether it's, hey, I want to go play football because I love football, whether there's more opportunities, whatever it may be, what they're doing here, which is why we wanted to partner with them, is so great for the community and the kids and the families in the community.
Adam, I was just thinking about the number of guys that you got to come back. How much of an undertaking was it to organize getting all the coaches?
So, like Zach Wiegert, Amon Green, Eric Crouch, and Kenny, those were the first 4. It was already a surprise.
Yeah.
It helped that I have. Eric and I have an event together before, and he's always been great to work with. Kenny actually texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'd love to be a part of the camp." I was like, "I'd love to have you be a part of the camp," you know. And Zach, him and Eric had actually coached youth football together up in Omaha. And so, like, yeah, man, I'd love to come do it for the kids. And then once we chatted with LYF, they're like, "Hey, we can bring, 20 to 25 coaches, youth coaches, high school coaches." And then, it was about 2 weeks ago, I get a text out of nowhere from my former teammate, Corey. And Corey goes, "You want me?" And so I was like, "What?" Ron coaches my son. Ron Kellogg coaches my son at Standing Bear. So I sent Ron a message. He actually came up when we do 7-on-7 later. It's the place he came up with and sent me on Sunday. We printed them out. J.R. Knopp was a walk-on tight end when I was at Nebraska. He's running the tight ends right now. And Coach Anthony Coleman, he's the Nebraska West defensive line coach.
Oh, wow.
And then the D coordinator, Coach William from Wesleyan, hits me up. He's actually – Coach Coleman's actually in charge of his group, so it's like a reverse of the normal. But like, it was kind of a snowball effect of people wanted to be involved. I wanted those people involved, and so it just kind of worked out very nicely.
That tells me that there's a lot of really good people that are interested and wanting to get this thing on track and on the right track. You just got to ask, and they just need an outlet for it.
Absolutely.
Because like LYF now, I mean, we're 3 weeks away from their first practice on July 31st. I wanted to make sure I mentioned this a couple of times. Registration for the upcoming season closes July 10th. There's still time. You can register after, but to be ensured that you're going to be able to play in every single game and districts and all this and all the exciting matchups, Mike and Jim were telling me you have to register by July 10th. So make sure you do that. And once again, if you have questions, reach out to any of us. We can get you in touch with the right people because I always say this, whether it's about college coaches or in this case, Lincoln Youth Football commissioners, if you're doing things the right way, you're okay with telling people about it. You're okay with letting people in. If you're not, then that's when you get a little shy and you kind of say, "Oh, well, just trust us. We're in this position to do well." Mike and Jim are as transparent as they come of how this thing works.
Dude, they do a phenomenal job. They're passionate about what they do. Like, I know they spent the past couple days here lining the fields. Like, we've got a combine set up. There's pro agility 20-yard shuttles and broad jumps and a 40-yard dash station. We're literally using every square inch of the available space. And they're like, let's get it lined. Let's get guys here. Let's get cones. Let's get the equipment. So just so you guys know, this is the packet I sent out to the coaches. Okay. Just so they would have an idea of who's where, what the groups are, who's coaching with you, who's got the quarterbacks, the equipment that you need, how we're going to rotate. I came up with drills.
11 pages?
I didn't count.
More?
It's at least 11 probably.
Oh, yeah.
But so I came up with drills. By the way, how stupid is it for me to come up with running back drills for Amon Green? I was like, come on.
You know what? I love
like, what am I doing?
The reason why I like it, though, man, it leaves no room for error.
So that was my idea. And I told the coaches, I said, Amon, you can run these if you just want to show up and you want to set up and go. You can throw this in the trash because you're freaking Amon Green, or you can take these and put your tweaks on it, which is what I think he did. I just wanted to have an outline. I don't like standing around.
No,
I don't like that.
Exactly.
And so I was like, coaches, you can run these. You can do what you want. You can make a mix. Like Ron, this is not what I drew up at all, but this is better, which is why Ron Kellogg is running this station and not me. Okay, so, and it just keeps going on. We got 7-on-7 rules. All right. No rushing the quarterback. That killed me to write down in 7-on-7. We got the combine layout. We got the autographs, one-on-ones. My son's actually going to be running that station there and everything else. So, no, we were very organized before we showed up, but it doesn't matter. I can send this out to people, but if they don't look at it and pay attention, it doesn't matter. I can tell they came ready to go, and that's awesome.
So what's the layout? How long are stations? How many stations do you guys have right now? Kind of what's the setup of the camp the rest of the way here? Because we're here till 1.
Yeah, so there's 8 stations going at once. So as we sit here right now, that's Ron Kellogg. He's running the wide receiver station. He's got coaches showing routes. He's got coaches throwing routes to the kids. On the opposite side of the field is Eric Crouch with the quarterbacks, and he's got like 4. Every station has like either 4 or 5 coaches. Okay, so on this field over here, that's Amon Green on the far end with the running backs. J.R. Knopp, who played tight end at Nebraska. We're running the tight ends, and you got Zach Wiegert over here with Jim Sandman, a bunch of other offensive linemen, O-line coaches on this field. On the far end, on that far field, you got Coach Coleman, all right, the defensive line coach from Wesleyan with the D lineman. Down there, you got Corey McEwen. with the linebackers, and you got Coach Kenny Wilhite right here with the DBs. So we're utilizing all 5 fields, 8 stations going at once. Honestly, we're ahead of schedule. Each station was supposed to be between 15 to 20 minutes. It's a solid 20 minutes because we're actually, shocking me, ahead of schedule. So they're getting lots of time with each coach at each station. Then what will happen about 11:40, we'll have the kids go back to their original station, and instead of running drills with each other, they're going to divide into 2 teams, and they're going to have 20 to 25 minutes of a 7-on-7 game.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And that'll go for about 20, 25 minutes. Around 12:05, 12:10, we're then going to break up for the last hour. Half the kids will be doing the combine, which is a 40-yard dash, 20-yard shuttle, broad jump. They can do every drill 2 to 3 times. Half the kids will be doing autographs / one-on-ones, wide receivers, DBs. I'm not going to lie. I talked with Zach. I was like, do you think we can do O-line, D-line one-on-ones? He's like, no, we can't do that. I was like, are you sure? I'm going to leave it up to you. I was like, he's like, no, we're not doing that. We might need some pads for that. Waivers are signed, but he declined. I was like, all right, fine.
Get some Oklahoma drill going.
Yeah. My son's like, are we doing Oklahoma drill? I was like, no, Jacob, we're not doing Oklahoma drill.
That's awesome. I think it's great because there's not a lot of it like this in the community. There are a lot of camps not with this much structure, not with this much of experience coaching them either. I think, like, I have this conversation with Jim and Mike of Lincoln Youth Football every fall extensively. It starts here. People talk so much about, okay, why can't Lincoln High School compete with Omaha? Why can't Lincoln High School be better? Why haven't they won a state championship in X amount of years? Well, it starts here.
Yep.
It starts here.
Yep.
You look at, like, people ask all the time, well, how did Millard South get so good? Well, it's because Jet Tamala and Amarion Jackson and all those guys started playing together in 6th grade. And they've stayed together through 6th, 7th, 8th, freshman, senior, sophomore, junior, and now senior. Well, the stability and the continuity, you can't match that anywhere else. You can't make up for that anywhere else. That's the start on the field here.
Dude, you nailed it. When it comes to specifically talking about high school teams and Lincoln competing with Omaha or whoever trying to compete with somebody else, if your first year of organized football is a freshman in high school, it's not a bad thing. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. My first year was 7th grade, just FYI. But if you can start in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, like, you've got the 3-point stance down, and you've got where the weight should be distributed and balanced feet and inside hands and low pad level. And if you've done that for 3 or 4 years, obviously it's not a hard concept to grasp. You become more advanced as you go along. So I will say this. So I coached my son's team starting in 4th grade. By the time, had we not moved here, we would have stayed together all the way through high school. But by the time they were in 8th grade, went down to Florida, played in nationals, 1 play away from competing for the national championship. Lost by 1 play to a team we should have beat. But I digress. I'm not angry at all. But that's something that if we next point, that makes going forward in high school are in Lincoln.
I remember Lincoln being very relevant in football was Lincoln High. And that was when Chad Case had that team that played together for probably 4 or 5 years. That included John Goodwin Jr., who was at Nebraska for a while as a tight end, Cedric Case, that was a heck of a quarterback, and a number of other guys. But they played, like to your point, Adam and Nick, they played together for the past 4 or 5 years together. Yep. And we just haven't seen that in Lincoln in a while. So hopefully that begins to change. And I think a part of that is having camps like this,
I agree with it. I think it's cool because it's a great experience. But, I mean, you got a freaking Outland Trophy winner, 12-year NFL vet, national champion, coaching your – I about said son, but your kid, boys and girls here today. I got 2 daughters here today, okay?
Yep.
How to get in the 3-point stance and how to distribute your weight and how to fire off the ball. And you've got Amon Green. Just something as simple as if I'm getting the ball and I've got this hand up, that's wrong. That's a fumble waiting to happen. It should be, this should hand, outside hand, elbow should be up, inside elbow down. But if you don't know that, you're way more likely to fumble, but you're being taught that at a young age. That translates to your team, that translates to your next team, your high school team, and so on.
Absolutely.
I just think that, I mean, the unfortunate part about all of this is that it takes time. Like it takes, well, we just kind of talked about the continuity and the playing with the same team, the same teammates year after year. You can't expedite that, obviously. And it's almost like I think with Lincoln Youth Football and like Mike and Jim and their team, it's like, okay, they're aware of it 5 years ago. but they need to invest in that class 5 years ago for it to then pay off 5, 6, 7 years down the road.
Yep.
It just takes time because, and it really sucks because we're excited to see what it looks like. Like I've been out here and I obviously I do stuff with championship games and things like that. And I come out here and I'm like, man, it's great to see this. Like this is the talent has gotten significantly better and it's being coached at an all-time high in comparison to what it used to be coached at.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes time to get them old enough to where they're playing high school ball.
It does. It's just reps over time. Just reps over time, continuity over time. It's funny. My my neighbor's son.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, these little kids are fun to watch. Like look, you see that? I think she's a first grade girl. I don't know her
Right to the
name.
left
The
over
pink
there,
hat.
pink
Yeah,
hat.
that's
Yep.
phenomenal. Like I love
Yes.
seeing little kids, boys and girls, out here enjoying this, learning stuff, getting better. Hopefully, having a fun experience that's going to stick with them over time. It's interesting because our neighbors have a kid, Moses. He's a a soccer ball.
Oh wow,
It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
He's out here and he's having the time of his life and hopefully learning some stuff. So stuff like that is just awesome on a football sense and hopefully for the kids and in a community sense as well.
Adam, one more question I got for you, man. Just as we were sitting talking, you're seeing these little kids, probably the kindergartners, first graders,
Mhm.
and you see the success is a habit on the back of their shirts.
Yes.
How good does that make you feel seeing that, man?
It's awesome because when I mention reps over time, like it is, and I with Jake, who's standing there, Jake Bachman, I've talked about consistency. It's all the same thing. Success is a habit, consistency, reps over time, doing the same thing day in and day out. And they can learn that thing at a young age.
Right.
I'll keep names out of this. I've shared this before on my show on the ticket, but I have an older child who walks in the door and they throw their clothes everywhere. Shoes are everywhere. The mudroom's a mess. I have a first grader who walks in and they put everything away.
Meticulous. Yeah.
Because we didn't wait to teach that older child or try to put your stuff away until they were about 7 or 8 because we're like, they can't learn when they're young. So we started, Jordan is a younger child. When she was 2, she's 8. She walks in, puts everything away, bing, bang, boom. So as a parent, I'm like, I learned that kids can start learning stuff at a way earlier age, including football, life lessons.
Right. Absolutely.
That's fascinating. Last thing before we let you go, before we get to break here, a couple minutes, is what's next? Like, what's the outlook for this camp? Because obviously, you can always and you can go forward thinking. What's next for the camp?
So I'm hoping everyone has a great time. I'm hoping we get positive feedback. As I'm walking around, parents seem very happy. They seem like they're loving it. Kids seem to be having fun as well. So the idea would be to keep doing this camp every year. And there's the potential of maybe doing a few more, whether it's another football camp. I'm a multi-sport guy. Like I would not hate the idea, and I'll keep names out of it because I've not spoken with them, but I don't want to put pressure on them. Maybe a softball, baseball camp together and get some notable names from there and do something along those lines, or maybe a basketball camp with some notable names. Again, I'm not going to mention anybody because I haven't talked to them. And maybe we do multiple sports, or maybe we just do more days of the football camp, or maybe we do one in Lincoln, and maybe we do one in Omaha and try to do some things. Kearney would be
with that new
phenomenal,
complex
dude.
out
Yes,
there. Yeah.
that's a great idea. I didn't thought of Kearney. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully everyone enjoys it this year and we can kind of go from there. So I told my wife, I'm like, I got all these ideas. She's like, Adam, year 1, just do one camp. Let's see how it goes. I was like, that seems smart.
It's good you have somebody in your life to keep you grounded.
Yes.
I think, I mean, it looks like it's going really well. I think that's a big part of it is the parents got to know, okay, if I'm going to invest time, effort, energy into this, you mentioned the part you hate standing around. They notice that. The parents notice that. And yeah, you can make the kids have you can get to have the kids to have a good time. But if the parents don't feel like the kids are getting enough out of it, then they're not going to come back.
It's a combo of you want them to learn football. Okay,
Yeah.
Football again brought us together. There's the little kids right there.
Yeah,
that's actually my first grade. I don't know if you can. Yeah, she's catching the ball right there.
There
There's
she goes. Yep.
The responsible one I just spoke about. So that's her. But yeah, football brings people together. But then it's one of those things that hopefully they're learning football, they're getting better, and they're having fun, which makes them want to hopefully come back and play football more.
I think I opened the show this telling AD the best part about also is the fact that this is in July. It allows the folks that played baseball to kind of have a second to breathe and then be interested in the camp. If you have this in May or if you have this in June, you're competing against other things. You want to encourage the idea of playing in multiple sports, not try to take guys away or guys and girls away from whatever their other summer sports they're playing.
So it's interesting you bring that up, because I was like, all right, Ange, to my wife, I'm like, when do we want to do this? And I'll be honest with you, we completely avoided June because I don't want to collide with the university and what they're doing. You got Matt Rule's camps and Friday night Friday night lights and all. I was like, I don't want to collide with that. And I was like, man, if we go to late July, early August, it could be blazing. So I was like, let's go the week right after the 4th of July. Everyone's in town. It's beautiful out here today. We get lucky with the weather and collide with too many other sports.
You know, it's a perfect time, I think, that you had it, because we all kind of know after the 4th of July, people are kind of getting geared up for the fall.
Yes.
Mentally, psychologically, with camps. A lot of the vacations are pretty much done, and they're realizing if they're in any sport, regardless of if it's football, just any sport, coming the fall, people are gearing in and dialing in.
Absolutely. That's a great. It's funny. Once the 4th ended this year, I was like, man, I'm getting amped for football. And I'm like, oh, the campus. This is like, I didn't even think about that part of it when we were scheduling the camp. So it worked out.
Folks, I appreciate AC, appreciate you, man, everything you're doing, because really this is 260 kids. Regardless of what their future endeavors take them, they're not going to forget July 9th here at the Adam Carriker football camp here at Lincoln Youth Football Field. Man, great job. Well done. Proud of you, brother.
Thanks for having me on, fellas. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out today, too.
Absolutely,
and setting
bro.
everything up.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Folks, I tell you what, we got a few more minutes, Nick, before we go to break. I think, 3 more minutes? How much time we got?
We can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you know.
If we want to make the next segment a little longer, we can do that,
we'll
too.
take a break here, and then
we
we'll
got
come back
plenty of
and
stuff
make
to talk about.
We'll take a break, quick break here. But again, it is absolutely beautiful. 260 plus kids at the inaugural Adam Carriker football camp, all the way from kindergarten. Nick, just watching those little kids jog over.
This one over here, he's got the 3-point stance.
Oh, he's got the
3-point stance. He's going up against his dad. That's awesome.
I mean, he's got the high knees going on, man.
Couldn't be more than 5.
Yeah, couldn't be. And it's just really cool to see the little ones running by with their little T-shirts that's bigger than them.
Yeah,
that says success is a habit.
That's incredible.
So they're never going to forget it. We got the little kids all the way to 8th grade, but a lot of good stuff going on here at Lincoln Youth Football Camp. Matt, go ahead. AC.
I apologize. T. Farley wants a T-shirt. You 3 guys, make sure you grab a T-shirt before you leave, too, as well, all right? Grab a shirt.
Definitely. Where they at?
Right over there, my wife.
Awesome. Definitely going to grab one of those T-shirts. Adam, thanks a bunch, brother. So, yeah, well organized. It's a well-oiled machine that is going on down here. I mean, it is just, Nick, it's seamless.
It's clockwork.
It's clockwork, and it is seamless right now, man. So, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We got a longer segment. We got a whole smorgasbord of sports to discuss, folks. It's The Drive, 9-3-7. We'll be right back.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Summertime is here, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? Your dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raf, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. I can't tell you enough how beautiful it is out here.
Oh my gosh!
This morning, Nick, man, it
breeze.
is absolutely. RTF Black Shirt Hall of Fame was here for a little bit. Terrell Farley, Bacchus in the house. I think they're broadcasting premiere as well.
From
correct?
11 to 1. Yeah,
11 to 1. So we'll have a whole slew of teams that'll be broadcasting here from the Youth Football Complex. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you.
I got to see Jack on the 4th because I was up at Seward. Yeah, and he was up there, obviously. So shared a beer with Jack. It was nice. It was a good time. Always good to see Jack. I hadn't been able to see Jack in a long time. It feels like we were all hanging out for like 3 or 4 times a week. And now we never. I don't know if Raf is
Thanks,
like
AC. Appreciate it,
I don't know.
Thank you, man.
Is Raf the nucleus that orchestrated the hangouts, or what's going on?
Think about it. Jack is quite a bit.
Yes, he told me about his time in the Napa Valley.
Yes,
he likes the Napa.
He likes Napa. He's got a beautiful grandson they spend time with when they're in town. He's got a son that's getting married coming up here in September. So Jack's got a lot going on right. And then you look at our schedules. We've been ripping and running like crazy.
Say, yeah.
And then I'll be, like I said, I'll be 18th, have some family time at the condo in Colorado, Breckenridge, but also some business up there to handle. And then surgery the 31st. And so I'm trying to golf as much as I can before the 31st because after surgery, I'm probably done for the year. Most likely.
Golfing.
Yeah, probably done golfing for the year to where maybe late fall, but those who've had that surgery would know better than me. So who knows? I'm definitely not going to rush it back.
On a scale of 1 to 10, are you nervous?
None.
Not nervous at all.
I'm just ready to get it done.
Wow.
Even getting off the plane.
I mean, it's surprising. I mean, no offense. It's surprising because when you're talking about back or spine surgery, like you're talking about something pretty invasive.
Yeah, this one's really a lot less invasive than what they used to do back in the day because technology has changed so much. Even when I had my prostate, dude, he was over there on a remote.
Yep. That's how they did
surgery.
My kidney surgery was because I got 7 scars across my stomach, but that's how they were. They did it with robots.
Yep.
And I thought that was the weirdest thing.
So it'll be like I said, the biggest thing for me will be talking to a few people that have done. A couple days after is going to be the worst because that block, all that the meds start wearing off. And you still have your painkillers and things like that nature, but it's going to be pretty sore. But getting off the plane yesterday after being in a car. Or traveler sitting from about 10:30 all the way until about 9:45 last night when I landed. I got out of the airplane and my back was just on fire, man. So I'll just be glad to get that part of it done.
Yeah.
Nick, Big 12 Media Days, like I said, we'll talk about this a little bit, but I tell you what, the Scott Frost comments about the importance of not taking the wrong job. I'm sure you've heard it by now. I took the wrong job. Nick, what was your initial thoughts on it?
Well, I just think I've had a little under 24 hours to kind of organize my thoughts, and they're still in a jumble. I sit here and I honestly, AD, I sit here and I think to myself, there's never going to be an accountability. We could simply get this all done and over with. We could stop worrying about it. We could stop talking about it. If certain people came out and just said, "Look, I messed up. I didn't. We just didn't. What I felt like was best for the program just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things I would do differently. There's ways. I mean, like, I don't know. It is so simple.
Yeah.
It is so simple to just get up there and be like, look, it didn't work out. I don't necessarily want to answer any more questions about my previous job. I've learned a lot. I feel like I've learned, whether that was my time at Nebraska and the failures I had in Nebraska, whether that was the time that and the opportunity that Sean McVay gave me at the Los Angeles Rams. But I'm back here at UCF. I'm thrilled to be back. Here we go.
You know, Nick,
That's as simple as it could be.
Yeah. Here, and Nick, what you just said, or here's how I would do it. And first of all, I agree with everything you said, that ownership part of it. Me personally, I never like to comment or how do I want to say this, especially when someone's already gone.
Yeah.
Especially when someone's already gone.
Yeah.
If I'm Scott, the part of the thing I'm doing the most about it is just saying, if it has nothing to do with UCF, I'm not going to answer it. That's one way to look at it.
Sure.
Two, the second way, which the way I probably would have went about it, like I said, I'm not that man. He's not me. I would have simply said this, and I would say it one time, and I would let people know. I would let my SID know, Sports Information Director, know that. Let reporters know I'm only answering questions about UCF, our opponent, or our players. That's it. I'm not talking about my past anymore. However, what I would have done, Nick, like you always say, to put a bow on Nebraska.
Yeah.
You know what? I appreciate the opportunity Nebraska gave me. I wish things could have worked out differently. Learn some lessons, and I plan to apply those to my future.
But genuinely,
that is it.
I don't know if he is appreciative.
You know,
I mean, this is where, unfortunately, I thought a lot about this. I had completely removed it from my brain. I was not thinking about Scott Frost until yesterday when he said all that. And my thing is this, of that this idea also that it was like some bad job that you didn't want to take or whatever it was, and that other people, nobody drag you kicking and screaming to go accept your 5 years, $35 million contract. And you took it the same exact way you would have taken a job for anybody else, because why? At that stage and at that standpoint, UCF was not a Power 4 school. Nebraska was. As we were entering into the college football playoff world.
And Nebraska was an absolute mess when he got there.
Nebraska was an absolute mess, yes. But also, I think that there was a healthy dose of arrogance. I think that there was also, actually, I know this for a fact, unlimited resources.
Oh, yeah.
At your disposal.
Yeah.
The things that Coach Osborne did.
Yeah.
When you got back. Unlimited resources.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, if you ask him, I would love to have an honest conversation and be like, okay, let's have this conversation in the frame of what was it about Nebraska that made it a bad job?
I don't think, here's my personal opinion, Nick. Until he has an honest conversation with himself, it's going to be hard to get an honest conversation with anyone else, because that's the most important thing. And like I said, I have no ill will towards Scott. I was disappointed by the comments, though.
That's how I feel. It's like,
where'd that come from? I was really, like I said, no ill will towards my man at all, because to me, your Husker brother's your Husker brother.
100%.
But at the same time, I was disappointed by that. That really was kind of like, come on, man. Just don't. Here's the thing. Just say no comment. Say no comment. If you can't say anything, just no comment. But I was disappointed, man. And like I said, I just didn't understand it.
I think that's how I felt. It was more, not that like what Scott Frost does or says about Nebraska, it's like it affects me emotionally. That's not what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It is disappointing though, because it's like this all feels avoidable.
Yeah.
This all feels avoidable. It was like you can now be part of the coaching, like that. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And in no way do I feel bad. In no way do I feel like, you know what, maybe Nebraska as the program's the bigger problem. I don't think so.
No,
I was going back through some of my old videos yesterday, because obviously in our space we clip a lot of videos, we bookmark a lot of posts to go back to, later, and looking back at some of them from his big media days and his some of his posts or his thoughts from the introductory press conference.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going like, you outwardly spoke about in that moment how happy you were to be back, how excited you were to take this job. And it's like, And then you have the whole Big Ten Media Days drama where in 2022 he comes out and he's like, they're like, Coach, would you like to begin with an opening? Nope, let's go to questions. And it's like, feel petty, feel high schoolish.
Yeah.
It just does not feel. It's just really disappointing. I think again is it's all avoidable.
It's all avoidable. I just yeah. I guess I heard a number of people today, and even as I was and for me the big thing is just disappointment. You know, like I said, when you good morning, a situation to where you were provided everything and then some. Like you mentioned, that there was no lack of resources. There was definitely no lack of support whatsoever. But to the comments at a place that gave you your first chance at a big time conference, your home. You had, literally almost, bottomless resources, bottomless fan support, and to make the comments you did,
Let's call it what it was. We came in, we thought that we had it all figured out as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that you could win at any level. It didn't work, and you were unwilling to make necessary changes.
You know, unknown texture 1562. Good morning. Goes, the program hasn't achieved anything in 25 years, which, you're not lying, for the most part.
Yeah.
He goes, maybe Scott is right. There could be things behind the scenes that are holding the program back, and he has every right to speak on that if he wants to.
Oh, 100%.
Nebraska fans are just too thin-skinned. Well, I agree with you, unknown texture 1562 in the success part, and I agree with you in that, man, first of all, we really don't know a lot of things behind the scenes. People hear speculation all the time. That's why I don't speak about anybody's what they do off the field, because that's hearsay. Unless you were actually there, and you've seen it. I always kind of steer clear of stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? You start hopping into somebody's personal business. However, though, when you are the highest paid state employee, that comes with responsibility. That's going to come with living in a glass house.
Yeah.
That's going to come with everybody speculating about your business. But the one thing I will agree with is that Nebraska football was but he did have the support that he needed. And for me to put a bow on, like I said, you guys know I hate talking about people who are no longer here, whether that's a player or a coach. However, because of the comments came up, like I said, man, I just hope it's something he can take and learn with me at UCF. Whether he does or not, who knows? But hopefully he learns from it, man.
Okay, so I would say this. Okay, I'm going to move on from this part of, I think every place has their issues.
Absolutely.
Right? Like
every program.
This is not a Nebraska specific thing. So I want to have now this conversation and kind of pivot to an angle that takes names and universities completely out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how fascinating this case study is. So coach has success at a smaller university, goes back to his alma mater, fails badly, gets fired from his alma mater, is out of the game for a couple of years, goes back to the same place that he had his most success at, where they love him and he loves them. Just from, you take away the fact that it's Nebraska related, you take away the fact that it's UCF, you pull all the names out of it, the fact that he played for a quarterback and won a title. The just observation is fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Like we talked about college football stories with
which was at my school.
100%, right? Exactly. Like we talk about.
Let somebody else be a case study.
Like we talk about the.
We've been a cadaver for 25 years.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, you're right. But like we talked about how, yeah, you know what, the Deion situation is just fascinating at Colorado. This is now another one.
Yeah.
He can say whatever he wants about Nebraska, but I guarantee you, whether they want to believe it or not, or you want to admit it or not, we're all going to be tuning in and saying, okay, what's Scott Frost doing in his first season?
Oh,
at
of
UCF?
course you are. The intrigue.
And just from a storyline standpoint, it's going to be fascinating.
See, Munden says, you can't tell me Scott was utilizing the resources like Matt Rule is now. I would say there's there's some truth to that. And I would also say the landscape of college sports has even changed even more since then, with the amount of money that's been out. Like I know you guys talked about the young man from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Hadn't played a college down yet to get over $5 million for that collective down there in Lubbock. So it's been tricky. Like I said, I don't wish ill will on anybody as far as that goes, but I just thought it was unfortunate. But again, it's like, to me, it's Matt Rule and company moving forward, and just hopefully Nebraska has a good 2025, 2026 campaign.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with it. I'm fascinated. Just because once again, it's like we can take the names out of it, and it's Nebraska fans are never going to, right? But like we can take it out, and just from from a casual football fan standpoint, guess what? You don't think national media is going to sit there and be like, this guy was 16-31 overall at Nebraska.
Yeah.
And guess what? If he goes 9-3 in his first year at UCF, it's going to be like, what was the problem at Nebraska?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have these conversations that don't mean anything, but man, it's going to be so fun to watch from afar.
It is.
And if it's an abominable fail, then guess what? Every Husker fan can sit there and say, yeah, we're so happy. Like, we can all do that. That's fine.
You know what?
I'm not rooting for him to fail.
No,
I'm also not rooting for him to have success.
Yeah.
But you can darn well bet that I'm going to be tuning in because it's going to be fascinating to see how he operates on the sidelines, what it looks like, just because Husker fans are passionate.
Yeah, they're very passionate. I think in both parties you'll have some that I think there'll be three parties. You're going to have some that want him to be successful. You'll have some that don't want him to sniff success, and then you'll have some who are indifferent. And I would say I'm part of the last crew, the indifferent. To me, life is just too short to just wish failure on somebody. I mean, that man and his family got to deal with that on their own. It's just, to me, it's like I'm just more worried about Nebraska football than we do here, as far as that goes.
I haven't said this publicly. I saw him at Shields the other day.
Yeah,
I know. I texted you that.
Yeah.
That man did not want to be seen. I mean, hey,
and he's talking about right here in Lincoln.
Yeah. I didn't expect to see Scott back in Lincoln. He was back in town for a wedding of one of his former players. I was walking through Shields establishment. I was wearing a ticket shirt. He had a hat on with his sunglasses. He pulled the hat down, kind of gave me a nod.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Scott, hello. And then I turned around and I looked at him and he's putting his sunglasses on. I mean, that man did not want us to be seen at all. And it's fine. It's okay. Like that is okay. But that's the part that kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
Is that think about, you're essentially exiled from a city, from a state.
I want you to, you know what, Nick, I want you guys to take this. I think it's very
I mean, think about that way.
You've heard me say this before. Listen, here's the deal. I have a hard time, unless you did something to me, you know, my kids, my family, or something like that. It's hard for me to hold a lot of venom towards someone. I've made my own mistakes in my own life.
100%.
Mine just weren't made, you know, your perceived mistakes or your lack of success. There's not every camera that's on it within a state.
No.
Imagine that part. Like I said, I feel sorry for him, but not bad.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah, you got generational money.
Yeah.
But I do feel sorry for him in that, regardless of who you are, it'd be different if it was something he did crime-wise or something like that. Then it's kind of like, you know, well, you hurt somebody, killed somebody, or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's still entertainment. Now, very expensive entertainment. Your home company.
That's the thing.
That's
like,
the part I don't wish.
And granted, like these positions to where, like, what? In no way possible am I ever going to be noticeable to where fraud like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm getting at is, like, I wouldn't recognize me unless I like the way that we had recognized each other from all countless conferences and conversations. But like the man, like this is how sad. Fishing lures like that's all he was trying to do when I saw him, and it just happened to be. I mean, like, what are the odds of all of a sudden, like, he's probably sitting there going, like, dang, what are the odds? And I actually run into somebody that I actually knew, like it was one where you park the new layout of the Shields, like you can park in the parking garage, go through the little doors on the second floor, you can check out right there. The fishing stuff is right there on the second floor. You're in and out in 5 minutes. Like, what are the odds?
Hazelberry says, if you don't want to be seen, don't go to the busiest place in town.
Hey, you're 100% right. But like I said, I mean, number one, if you haven't seen Scott in person, like he's a big dude. Like he's built and stuff, and so it's not hard to miss. It's hard to miss him, and so it's just like, you know. But I say that to say, like, that's the part. This is before the comments. Like, I was thinking about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that is just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where it's like, man, think about how quickly and abruptly it all changed.
Oh, man.
And did a 180. And then I have to shout out Steven Sipple, because I heard Sip said it in his article. That was like, Scott's back in town. Yeah, well, Sip, who do you think told you that Scott was back in town? Anyway, I just want to shout out Steven Sipple. I don't have an On3 subscription, so I don't know if he credited me on that, but whatever.
Derek in the car, life is too short, AD. It is, man. When you talk about the back surgery and you look at Rav's wedding, you look at all the different things that happens in life. It's like, you know what, man, this thing called life it goes, and it's going to keep going.
Absolutely.
And you look at situations like this, and it's great for talk radio, for sports, for banter.
This is great for 2 weeks before Big Ten Media
Absolutely.
Days. Scott, say something again today. Please, say something again.
Well, there's going to be quite a few coaches. I mentioned this earlier. Deion Sanders, Coach Primetime will be on the mic at Big 12 Media Days today. Who else will be on there? Lance Leipold from KU will be on the mic.
Which that's fascinating in its own right, Kansas' situation, because had a little bit of a setback last year, ended the season really strong.
Yep.
But they generated a lot of money for some new facilities.
And had a slew of injuries too.
Yeah,
KU was
but
just
now
devastating
like
injuries.
Kansas invested in football.
Yes, finally,
they invest in football. This is a big 2 years for them coming up.
Think about this. Even with Mangino, they didn't invest in
Yeah.
some facilities, and he had them rolling.
Now, part of it is because you got the Kansas basketball program that's a well-oiled machine. but-
Absolutely, definitely didn't give Turner time or resources. Mangino, but so it's good. And Lance is just a good dude. Too.
Charlie
Not
Weiss.
saying the other guys what. Charlie Weiss had his opportunity. Charlie Weiss, he's got the best agent in the history of
100%.
agents.
The best part of that entire thing was the Kansas athletic director gets up and goes, "We were determined to find the best fit possible, and we found Charlie Weiss."
I'm thinking, man,
You must not have found the best fit possible.
you ain't lying,
Yeah.
man. Charlie's getting paid from almost every Division I team in the country. That's still, man. I'm like, who's this agent? Man? You hiring me? You're paying me
man.
forever.
We went out and found the best fit possible, and we found Charlie Weiss. But no.
Folks, we're going to put a bow on that topic. When we come back, we got some more sports to discuss. Here at Lincoln Youth Football, obviously, we had Adam Carriker on talking about it. You see the kids with the shirts on. Success is a habit. Talk about the Frost comments. Also, Big 12 Media Days going on right now. Ours, of course, Big 10 Media Days will be in 2 weeks. That'll
right.
kick off there in Vegas. We'll have a cadre of guys here from the ticket that'll be there doing that as well. Folks, Nick, Bach, Jake, you smell that? That's football season, folks. It is right upon us right now. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 A Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back one final time here on The Drive. AD alongside Nick Sander here. We'll be here until 1 p.m. with the friends from Lincoln Youth Football, Adam Carriker. AD, man, we were just talking during the break. Like, it is so exciting. We've said it ad nauseum already.
Yeah.
But just the energy that's around here, the excitement, and just the organization is really, really good. It doesn't feel like there's almost 300 people here.
Yeah, it's to me, I always like watching the youngest kids because their eyes are just like silver dollars.
Yeah.
Because think about this. Some of these guys, are huge to us. Can you imagine how big they seem to a kid that's in kindergarten, first grade, and seeing their little shirts and their little water bottles, success is a habit, and just seeing some of their, as far as that goes, some of these guys are here playing, like for myself, we're their parents' age.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm kind of older than a lot because they're a lot older.
You my parents.
Thank God I'm not. But nevertheless, no.
I know.
No,
Thank God I have structure.
Yeah. But I really could be. I'm older than probably a lot of these parents out here because their kids are a lot younger.
Yeah.
But just seeing how well everything is organized, how well it's been run. And again, like we're talking, we really lucked out with the weather this morning, Nick, because for those younger kids in particular, you start getting that 95 degrees or something like that. That's a little tough on anybody in particular for those young ones. But there's a lot of faces that I haven't seen here, and just a lot of help, man, making sure this thing goes smoothly this morning. Want to thank Ellie back at the station for holding down the board back there. Nick, so today's rest of the day. So you got another show at 1 o'clock, right?
So yeah, we will be out here until 1 o'clock, and then Austin is on vacation. Austin is off to Minnesota, I believe, is where he's going.
Cooler temps.
Yeah, right. So Austin is out for the next couple of days, so I'll be filling in with those guys from 3 to 6 p.m. tonight. So it'll be a good time as always with those guys. But yeah, so that's the plan today. If you want to hear me a little bit more, you can always tune in the afternoon. But that's the plan. No, I can't thank. Obviously this will be the last time I'm on till 1 o'clock. But I can't thank Mike, Jim, the entire team.
Yes.
Once again, registration for Lincoln Youth Football open until July 10th. Make sure you get in. You can register after July 10th, but if you want to play in districts, you want to play in every single event that they have, make sure you get in the next 24 hours or so, and you can just do that via the Lincoln Youth Football website. It's such a structured organization.
Yes,
forget everything you heard about Lincoln Youth Football and how far behind it is. No, it just now takes time. This is they did all the groundwork, the legwork. Now it's the enjoyable part. Enjoy Lincoln Youth Football. Get your child involved. There's so many cool organizations, so many great sponsors. And you make sure you tune into the Lincoln Youth Football Show every Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Just because they kind of give you the entire lowdown on everything that happens and how it works.
You know what? it's everything you said, Nick. I agree, man. Just a great venue, great event. And something I'm leaving you with right now, the 80 attitude adjustment is just one of my favorite poems. I was looking up just to make sure again, but I think it's reminiscent to where just life in general. It's by the late Benjamin Mays. I've only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, giving an account if I lose any little minute. But eternity and life is in it.
Wow.
And I'm hoping these kids are enjoying these few minutes they got here
Yeah.
today. I know me and Nick have enjoyed our 120 minutes with you on the air this morning. Nick, again, is going to take over things from 1 to 3, filling in for Austin. Safe travels to Austin as well. And then we'll be back on regular schedule, regular location tomorrow, Nick.
There it is.
Again, folks, want to thank Adam Carriker and all of his team and volunteers and sponsorships for helping put this thing on today, folks. Thanks for riding with us, folks. Can stay tuned because you got Steve Taylor's show coming up next with Clock, and then Nick will back on again at 1 o'clock as well. Folks, it's been real. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for riding with us.
Hey guys, you have